Hello dear viewers and welcome to I'm Learning Turkish. I, Anastasia Kralnichenko, will be your Turkish teacher as always. Today we will review a really nice theme. We will learn directions and we'll try to find our place in all those Turkish cities which are giant but really warm, not cold. So let's start from the easiest ones. To give direction in English logic, we will simply need some words such as sol, left, sağ, right, ileri, farther, geri, back, yukarı, up, and aşağı, which means down. But actually, it works only with ileri, geri, yukarı, and aşağı. With sol and sağ words to show where exactly we should move, we need to add some cases to those words. As an example, sola means to the left, but we can simply translate it as left in such things like turn left. Solda means on the left. And soldan means from the left. The same way it works with sağ, right. Sağ means to the right, or you can translate it as simply right. Sağda means on the right side. And sağdan means from the right. Or simply, again, we can translate it as right. Let's review one little dialogue between two friends, one of which is trying to reach another one's office. Otobüsle ofisine nasıl gidiyorum? Eczacılık fakültesi otobüs durağında otobüsten iniyorsun, sağa dönüyorsun, 200 metre ileri gidiyorsun, ardından AVM'den sola dönüyorsun. Karataş iş merkezine gidip 2 kat yukarı çıkıyorsun. Ofisimin kapısı solda. Şimdi neredesin? So yeah, let's see the translation, just in case you don't know some words. So, how do I get to your office by bus? You get off the bus at the Faculty of Pharmacy bus stop, turn right. You go 200 meters ahead, then turn left from the shopping mall. You enter Karataş Business Center and go up 2 floors. My office door is on the left. Where are you now? So let's see, where is our friend? Aslında AVM'yi 5 dakika önce geçtim. Ama Karataş iş merkezini görmedim. O zaman hemen geri dön. İş merkezi AVM'ye çok yakın. Solda kalıyor. Tamam. İş merkezinde kaçıncı kata çıkıyorum? And again, a little piece of translation here. Actually, I passed the shopping mall 5 minutes ago, but I did not see the Karataş Business Center. Then come back right now. The business center is very close to the shopping mall on the left. Okay, which floor do I go to in the business center? And the finish of our little history. Aman tanrım, ben demin kime her şeyi anlattım? 2 kat yukarıya çık demiştim. Tamam, kızma. Sadece hafızam çok zayıf. Geri dönüyorum. 5 dakika sonra sendeyim. Seni karşılamak için aşağıya iniyorum. Dünyanın en iyi insanı sensin, biliyorsun değil mi? Ayrıca da en sabırlı insanı benim. Seni bekliyorum. Haydi gel. Here, I wanna show you one nice thing to tell your friends why are you forgetting everything. It's, for example, me. Here it is. Hafızam çok zayıf. My memory is weak. You can use it in order to show that it's not your fault if you forget something. It's really useful. So let's translate it just in order you didn't get some things. Oh my God, who did I just tell everything to? I said, go up 2 floors. Okay, do not get angry. I just have a very poor memory. I'm coming back. I will be with you in 5 minutes. I'm going downstairs to meet you. You are the best person in the world. You know that, right? I'm also the most patient person. I'm waiting for you. Come. So yeah, as you see, we used nearly every direction word we just learned. So it was a pretty useful thing. But let's see some interesting things here. See, in those sentences, there are some verb forms which we haven't seen yet. As an example, o zaman hemen geri dön. 2 kat yukarıya çık demiştim. Tamam, kızma. Haydi gel. What is it? Actually, those are the thing which we name in Turkish as emir kipi, imperative mood. Yani biz emir ediyoruz. We are given an order by those words. Veya biz rica ediyoruz. Or we are asking for something by this mood. Actually, how do we form it? As you probably understood, it's pretty easy. You are just taking the verb's root and here it is, your imperative mood. As an example, örneğin, sen gel, sen gel, just come as a translation. Sen yap, do. Sen anlat, is tell, simply tell. Or sen görüş, meet. So this could be an order or something we asked a person to do. But if we are asking to not do something, we are creating a negative sentence by simply adding to our verb root ma or me. As an example, sen konuşma, don't talk. Sen dönme, don't come back or don't turn. This verb has 2 meanings. Sen çıkma, don't exit. Or, for example, don't come up according to a direction you mention. And sen gitme, don't go. And I want to take your attention to one fact. We are stressing not the ma part. We are stressing the verb's root. So we are not saying sen gitme. We are saying sen gitme. This is really important for Turks to understand you. So don't forget about it. But sometimes we can talk with not only one person. We can ask something from a lot of people or simply have a really official conversation. What do? We are using another form of imperative mood. We are taking siz and then we are taking verb's root and adding in, un or un there. We are choosing from those affixes according to the vowel in our verb's root. Let's see some examples. Siz yapın. Again, we translate it as do, but here we need to understand that in Turkish it's really important not to mix. If you're saying something like sen yap to your official guest, it would be really rude. Let's go to another örnekler, to another examples. Siz bekleyin. Simply you wait. Siz dönün. Siz dönün is like turn or come back, as we mentioned. And siz durun is you stop. We are asking or giving an order, but mostly, of course, we are asking in our nice official conversations. And of course, to create a negative sentence, we are adding ma or me to our verb root plus yin or yin. We cannot add something like un or un to those negative sentences simply because ma and me contains I and e, after which we can only use I or I. Let's see the examples. Siz gelmeyin. Siz gelmeyin. Don't come. Siz görmeyin. Siz görmeyin. Don't see. Siz almayın. Siz almayın. Don't take. Siz olmayın. Siz olmayın. Don't be. Here again, the verb's root is stressed, not the ma, me part. And again, it's important for understanding. Of course, let's see another thing. There is even a more official form of imperative mood. That is really strange thing, but yeah, it is actually happening. Siz yapın can be also siz yapınız. Siz gidin can be also siz gidiniz. Siz dönün can be siz dönünüz. And siz durun is siz durunuz. What are the differences? It's interesting because there is kind of not so much differences. First of all, of course, it's a bit more official form. It's something we can say to Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, the president of Turkey. It's like, siz bekleyiniz will be not so rude of us to ask. Also, actually, this form is slowly dying. Even in ATMs in Turkey, you can see two forms of this theme. So ATM can tell you lütfen bekleyiniz or lütfen bekleyin. So I think in 10 years Turks will simply have only one short form of this. Now let's see a little text which will again show us how to ask directions, but in more official ways. Here we have someone who is looking for a director. So, müdür bey nerede? Bir randevum vardı. Aykut Bey şu anda burada değil, yukarıda. İsterseniz siz de yukarıya çıkın ve onu ikinci katta bulmaya çalışın. Sizce o ne zaman geliyor? Bence 15 dakika sonra. Tamam, ben odasında bekleyeyim. Odası nerede? Biraz ileri gidin, solda ikinci kapı. Teşekkür ederim. So we will understand it a bit better. Müdür bey nerede? Bir randevum vardı. Aykut Bey şu anda burada değil, yukarıda. İsterseniz siz de yukarıya çıkın ve onu ikinci katta bulmaya çalışın. Sizce o ne zaman geri geliyor? Bence 15 dakika sonra. Tamam, ben odasında bekleyeyim. Odası nerede? Biraz ileri gidin, solda ikinci kapı. Teşekkür ederim. So we see here chicken, we see here çalışın and so on, which we already learned. So this is the first part of our program, but in second part we will learn prepositions of place, which is a really interesting thing as well. So don't change your channel and see you in some minutes. finally commercial break is over and welcome back. It is me, Anastasia Kroynichenko, as it was before the break, and I am learning Turkish. And as I promised, now we will review prepositions of place, which are actually not prepositions. Let's see. As you kinda knew from Turkish by now, there are no prepositions in this language. So we would rather say it is markers of place. Let's see some of them, but of course it is not the final knowledge. Here we have üst, which means up, or as adjective it means upper. Alt, which means bottom or lower as an adjective. Yan, which means side, and as an adjective it means also side. What a surprise. Ara, which means interval and mediate as adjective. And orta, which means center or middle. Why do we need all those things? Because now we will create adverbs of place to show the exact location of any object or subject. We should use this scheme. We are taking the word, which is our orient, which is the thing we are looking to. We are adding the nin, nun, or nun, which is our ilgi hali. And we are also adding the marker of place, then si, su, or u, i, u, then da or nde. Let's see some examples because it is a really long scheme. Örneğin, bankanın yanında. Bankanın yanında. Next to the bank. Literally it means on the bank's side. Dairemizin altında. Dairemizin altında. It means under our flat. As you see, which is dairemiz, then we are adding ın, then a marker of place, alt, then ı, which is useful here because of this nin in the word daire, and then we are adding da or da. Here we add da. So here another example. Dolabın üstünde. Dolabın üstünde. On the counter or above the counter. And sokağın ortasında. Sokağın ortasında. In the middle of the street. So yeah, this is a pretty hard thing to do. Maybe if you are thinking in English logic, but if you turn your head to the Turkish logic, it's really easy and logical. So let's see. We had another marker which is ara, which meant interval. We are using it as an adverb between. If we mention that something is between two similar objects, the scheme is like this. Our word plus lar, after that ın or in, and arasında. As an example, örneğin masa sandalyelerin arasında. Masa sandalyelerin arasında. What did it mean? Of course, the table is between chairs. But if something is between two different objects, the scheme is different. We take first word, then we add ile, then word number 2, then nin, nun, nun, or in, un, and after that arasında. Yeah, it's a bit longer, but let's see the example to make it a bit not so complicated. Tavşan, kedi ile köpeğin arasında. Tavşan, kedi ile köpeğin arasında. Look to the picture. What do you see? It is a rabbit between a cat and a dog. So, it is pretty easy if you are training a little bit to form those sentences. Just look around you and see what is where in your flat or in your room. After 5 minutes, you will learn this theme really nicely. So, here are another adverbs of place. Ön means front. Creates önünde, in front of. Arka, back. Create arkasında, arkasında. On the back or behind. İç, inner. Creates içinde, içinde. Inside. Dış, dış, which means outer or external. Dışında, dışında. Out of. Karşı, karşı, which means against or opposite. Means karşısında, karşısında. Across, over, or again. In front of. But for using karşısında, it have to be right in front of something. So, we have also the word çevre, surrounding or environment. And we can create the thing çevresinde, çevresinde, around, in someone's surrounding, as we can use. So, let's see a story of a little child, Mehmet. Maybe not so little actually, we never mentioned his age. Mehmet Ankara'da yaşıyor. O bahçeli evlerde bir apartman dairesinde oturuyor. Mehmet'in evinin önünde ana cadde var. Ana cadde çok kalabalık ve gürültülü. Mehmet'in evinin arkasında güzel bir lokanta var. Bazen Mehmet yemek pişirmeye üşeniyor ve lokantada yemek yiyor. Let's read it again but slowly. Mehmet Ankara'da yaşıyor. O bahçeli evlerde bir apartman dairesinde oturuyor. Mehmet'in evinin önünde ana cadde var. Ana cadde çok kalabalık ve gürültülü. Mehmet'in evinin arkasında güzel bir lokanta var. Bazen Mehmet yemek pişirmeye üşeniyor ve lokantada yemek yiyor. Let's translate it to English, just in case you lost 2 words or something. So, Mehmet lives in Ankara. He lives in an apartment flat in Bahçelievler. There is a main street in front of Mehmet's house. The main street is very crowded and noisy. There is a nice restaurant behind Mehmet's house. Sometimes Mehmet is lazy to cook and eats at the restaurant. Let's see what else is in Mehmet's surrounding. Mehmet'in evinin karşısında metro istasyonu var. Onun için o her yere metro ile gidiyor. Metronun yanında küçük bir market var. Mehmet alışverişini oradan yapıyor. Market ile metronun arasında bir otobüs durağı var. Ancak Mehmet'in hiç otobüse binmiyor. Mehmet'in evinin solunda küçük ama şirin bir park var. Akşamları o ve ailesi orada yürüyüş yapıyor. Mehmet semtini çok seviyor ve hiç taşınmak istemiyor. Let's read again, but of course in Turkish tempo. Mehmet'in evinin karşısında metro istasyonu var. Onun için o her yere metro ile gidiyor. Metronun yanında küçük bir market var. Mehmet alışverişini oradan yapıyor. Market ile metronun arasında bir otobüs durağı var. Ancak Mehmet hiç otobüse binmiyor. Mehmet'in evinin solunda küçük ama şirin bir park var. Akşamları o ve ailesi orada yürüyüş yapıyor. Mehmet semtini çok seviyor ve hiç taşınmak istemiyor. So yeah, pretty interesting and nice story about Mehmet's semt, the place he lives. Let's translate it and we'll go to another nice stories. There is a metro station opposite Mehmet's house, so he goes everywhere by metro. There is a small market next to the metro. Mehmet does his shoppings there. There is a bus stop between the market and the metro, but Mehmet never takes the bus. There is a small but cute park to the left of Mehmet's house. In the evening, he and his family take a walk here. Mehmet loves his neighborhood very much and does not want to move at all. Yeah, so I like my neighborhood too. And what about you? Semtinizi seviyor musunuz? Taşınmak istiyor musunuz arkadaşlar? So yeah, let's see another things. Of course, as we kind of saw with directions, adverbs of place can be formed from the place markers by adding to them any possessive affix and case affixes, because we are not only talking about something to the left of an object or to the left of strangers. We are also telling about ourselves, about our family, and so on. So we can form something like benim yanımdan, from my side. Senin karşına, to your front. Bizim arkamızdan, from our back, and so on. As you understood, Turkish is a kind of puzzle. You're just taking the right pieces and you're creating whatever you want, actually. So let's see how can we use this rule in real life. Here is the story of one guy telling about his family. Fotoğrafa bir bakın. Ben bu fotoğrafın ortasındayım. Adım Fatih. Benim solumda kızım Aysel var. Eşim Marta yanımda. Eşimin sağında oğlum Ferit duruyor. Bu benim ailem. Ailemi çok seviyorum. Let's read it again, but in Turkish tempo again. Fotoğrafa bir bakın. Ben bu fotoğrafın ortasındayım. Adım Fatih. Benim solumda kızım Aysel var. Eşim Marta yanımda. Eşimin sağında oğlum Ferit duruyor. Bu benim ailem. Ailemi çok seviyorum. So I would not even translate it because I believe in you, my nice viewers. You can translate it. You can do it. You are strong and you understand Turkish already. I think it's really, really clear. And now, since we are talking about directions, let's try to orientate in Turkish maps. For it, we of course need some things. This nice thing named pusula, pusula in Turkish. So here we see kuzey, kuzey, which means north, güney, güney, which means south, batı, batı, which means west, and doğu, doğu, which means east. Of course, we can mix them as kuzeydoğu, northeast, or like güneybatı, and so on, to show another directions. So let's see how do we use it in texts, and for it we will use Turkish geography. Let's see. Türkiye, Asya ve Avrupa kıtasını birbirine bağlıyor. Türkiye'de 4 deniz bulunuyor. Bunlar Akdeniz, Karadeniz, Ege Denizi ve Marmara Denizi'dir. Akdeniz Türkiye'nin güneyinde. Karadeniz Türkiye'nin kuzeyinde. Ege Denizi Türkiye'nin batısında. Marmara Denizi Türkiye'nin kuzeydoğusunda. Türkiye'nin birçok komşusu vardır. Türkiye'nin kuzeybatısında Yunanistan ve Bulgaristan, doğusunda İran ve Ermenistan, kuzeydoğusunda Gürcistan, güneyinde Suriye, güneydoğusunda Irak bulunuyor. Yeah, so really interesting and official knowledges about Turkey. Let's read them again. Türkiye, Asya ve Avrupa kıtasını birbirine bağlıyor. Türkiye'de 4 deniz bulunuyor. Bunlar Akdeniz, Karadeniz, Ege Denizi ve Marmara Denizi'dir. Akdeniz Türkiye'nin güneyinde, Karadeniz Türkiye'nin kuzeyinde, Ege Denizi Türkiye'nin batısında, Marmara Denizi Türkiye'nin kuzeydoğusunda. Türkiye'nin birçok komşusu vardır. Türkiye'nin kuzeybatısında Yunanistan ve Bulgaristan, doğusunda İran ve Ermenistan, kuzeydoğusunda Gürcistan, güneyinde Suriye, güneydoğusunda ise Irak bulunuyor. Did you know that Turkey has 4 seas? So now you learned it. But just in case, let's translate this part. Turkey connects the continents of Asia and Europe. There are 4 seas in Turkey. These are the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, the Aegean Sea, and the Sea of Marmara. The Mediterranean Sea is in the south of Turkey. The Black Sea is in the north of Turkey. The Aegean Sea is in the west of Turkey. And the Marmara Sea is in the northeast of Turkey. Also, Turkey has a lot of neighbors. Turkey is bordered by Greece and Bulgaria in the northwest, Iran and Armenian in the east, Georgia in the northeast, Syria in the south, and Iraq in the southeast. So yeah, here is an interesting thing. Mediterranean Sea means actually White Sea in Turkish. It is Akdeniz. Here is an interesting thing. The Mediterranean Sea means actually White Sea in Turkish. It is Akdeniz. So we have Black Sea, Karadeniz, and Akdeniz, White Sea. Pretty logical. Let's see another facts about Turkey. Türkiye'nin 7 bölgesi var. Bunlar Marmara, İç Anadolu, Ege, Karadeniz, Akdeniz, Doğu Anadolu, Güneydoğu Anadolu bölgesidir. Bu bölgelerin 4'ü adını denizlerden, 3'ü adını yerlerinden alıyor. Let's read again. Türkiye'nin 7 bölgesi var. Bunlar Marmara, İç Anadolu, Ege, Karadeniz, Akdeniz, Doğu Anadolu, Güneydoğu Anadolu bölgesidir. Bu bölgelerin 4'ü adını denizlerden, 3'ü adını yerlerden alıyor. So here we discussed some regions of Turkey, which names you see on the map also. This is really interesting because Turks are always asking from which region did a person come, and so on. It's really interesting and really important for them. Let's translate again. And Turkey has 7 regions. These are Marmara, Central Anatolia, Aegean, Black Sea, Mediterranean, Eastern Anatolia, Southeastern Anatolia regions. 4 of these regions are named after the seas, as we saw, and 3 are named after the places. So yes, it's really interesting knowledges. So let's count what have we learned today. We learned a bit about Turkish geography. We learned directions. We learned adverbs of places. And also some imperative mood. How could you spend 40 minutes of your time better? I think there is no way. I, Anastasia Kranichenko, was your Turkish teacher today. Keep watching I'm Learning Turkish on NTR TV. In our next lesson, we will learn a lot of interesting things about past, because we will understand how to form past tenses in Turkish. See you!